In the 1980s, peace held the world in check with a tenuous grasp. Two of the world's superpowers faced off in lockstep, as mutual fear of nuclear war bonded them in a silent agreement for years. However, a single devastating calamity brought an end to that uneasy balance. Deeply rooted distrust and ignorance of one another led mankind down the foolish path to a third world war. 20 years have passed since that day. The endless warring and struggle has given birth to unprecedented weapons of war. These machines have redefined the rules of battle, and there is no end to the destruction in sight. The long-lasting conflict resulted in a serious shortage of manpower. Countries were forced to hire mercenaries to fill their ranks. This gave birth to a new industry, further changing the rules of war. Backed by numerous military corporations, a single organization rose to the top of the industry. The mercenary group Ravsakayo. The scattered and homeless refugees who lost their homes in war rallied to its banner and were trained as guns for hire. These mercenaries had no homes to defend and no people to protect. They merely fought to survive, and many simply to die fighting.
You will now undergo hound pilot training. This training is necessary to prepare you for combat. The objective is to attain basic proficiency in the piloting of your hound. After basic instruction, there will be a live combat exercise. We will test just how ready you are for combat. As a recruit, you must obey all commands. Orders will only be given once. Failure to follow commands will result in your expulsion. But before we move on, let me introduce myself. I am Edgardo Gilardino, Ravsakayo's hound pilot instructor, but you will know me as Sir. Now that we've done away with the formalities, let's begin. First, basic maneuvering. You should be familiar with how to control your hound by now. There is a vehicle to the northeast of your position. Maneuver your way there. You can check your heading on the sonar display at the bottom right of your screen. Once you are close to the target, it should appear on your sonar. Now, begin. Stop. Next, open your map display. There is another vehicle at point E7. Maneuver your way there. One thing you should note is that completely immobile objects cannot be detected by your sonar. Be sure to take advantage of this fact to set up ambushes, as your enemies have the same restrictions. Next is attacking. I believe you already know the controls. First, destroy the vehicle in front of you. Now, open fire. Good. Cease fire. Your hound is equipped with 4 groups of weapons. The numbers 1 through 4 on the right side of your screen represent your various weapon groups. Switch weapons and the display will change accordingly. Each weapon will be useful in different situations. If you have half a brain, figuring out what to use should be no problem. Now, test out each weapon to learn its characteristics. Destroy all the vehicles in the area. I recommend using all of your weapons to test out their capabilities. Ceasefire. Finally, I will instruct you on communications. The tower-like structure you can see to the south is called a compass. It's basically a radio communications tower. Open your map display. The brightened area is your current communication range. This region is called the NA, or network area. Now, approach the compass to the south and stand by for further instruction.
Attack. Grid. F7.
Hurry up and carry out your orders, rookie.
Enemy destroyed at Grid
Remain in
G7.
close proximity to the compass for a short time, and you will secure that compass. Securing a compass will cause a new map and take a look. You can communicate with any squad members located in any NA, as long as the NAs are contiguous. While skills in operating alone are useful, the true value of a hound is in his or her ability to work as a team. Securing communication channels is an essential part of teamwork. Be sure to remember that. Now the finale. Find all the targets deployed in this zone and destroy them. I'll be able to locate any targets within your NA. Once I confirm target locations, I will contact you. Securing as many combat towers as you can will not only allow your team to work efficiently, but it will also help you to avoid surprise enemy attacks. Your targets will be using live ammunition, so treat this mission like real combat. Now begin. Target sighted at point G6. Target sighted at point H8. Target sighted at point H7. Target sighted at point G8. Target sighted at point G7. Destruction of all targets confirmed. Your performance met company expectations. Fairly decent for a rookie. But you must be prepared to face the fact that soldiers of your caliber are a dime a dozen on the battlefield. Learn how to overcome that. You will be faced with combat situations you've never even imagined. Learn how to deal with each situation and you will survive. Very well. You're dismissed. You will now undergo Soldier RT combat training. First, start by learning to attack moving targets. There are multiple mobile targets at point G1. Track and